From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's a daily update on Bama sports and it's brought to you by Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Streaming live at 2 p.m. Central on Tuesdays and Thursdays on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. On Thursday's Crimson Drive, we'll be joined by Alabama baseball shortstop Justin LeBron.
I was actually born in New York in the Bronx, but I moved to Miramar when I was about like 4-ish. And kind of just like started ever since there. Baseball was just something that I played on my free time. Never really thought it would turn into this. I was always very undersized, very skinny, and just loved playing the game. And it wasn't until probably like my high school, like senior year, I'd say, that I kind of thought that, okay, this is something that I could probably turn into a profession. And really just like enjoyed the people around, enjoyed the friendships, always respected the game, and it kind of repaid me in a very good way. I was actually prior committed to Rice, decommitted, came to Alabama, and just kind of came here and knew that there was an opportunity to play as a freshman and just kind of took it and ran with it. Yeah.
I'll have more in a moment. Hey, Bama fans, each Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. We've got you covered for Saturday's Golden Flake A-Day game at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Our radio coverage from Saban Field will begin at 12:30 with the kickoff coming up at 1 p.m. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Have you tried indoor golf yet? You need to check out The Golfus. The Golfus is Huntsville's newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue. Spend an hour on the virtual range working on your game or play more than 2,000 golf courses. Our grand opening pricing makes us the best value in town. And if you really love it, grab a limited time, unlimited golf membership for only $99 a month. Get all of the details at thegolfus.com.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement, it's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
I'm Bill Crawford, the host of The Point with Bill Crawford. Tune us in Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on Talk Radio WZZN.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. This hour of The Drive is brought to you by Lynn Leighton Ford, located online at lynnleightonford.com. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
It is a Thursday edition of The Drive. It is also, I have gotten so little work done today. And you have Wright Thompson to thank. Come on now. Come on now. Talk to me, Wright. Yeah.
The flowers are blooming right on time. The sandwiches are fresh and the beer is cold and the bird songs fill the tall stands of Georgia pines. Old ghosts are waiting around the course to meet you once again. Bobby Jones. Ike, with 5 stars and a presidential gleam. The younger versions of the once great warriors now stooped and old. Maybe the younger versions of yourself, too. A flash of your father or mother when they were young and strong. It's the best week of the year in Augusta. Welcome to the Masters.
Come on now. Come on now. Can Wright Thompson just, narrate?
That is where I want to be.
I mean, come on
all
now.
the damn time.
Come on now.
He had me when the sandwiches are fresh and the beer's cold. He had me hooked.
And the gnomes are rare.
That was this morning.
Thanks for making it weird.
That was this morning on Talking Ball.
Yeah, one of them's $949,000 on that.
Yeah, the gnomes.
On eBay. Or maybe that was.
We really want to get into the gnomes.
That was 9,000, but I
See,
swear
there
it was
are certain morning
949.
show topics that I don't want to become evening show topics.
Well, see, that's weird because I made a gnome joke yesterday, and it's just.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Did I break the seal?
Is it a Winklebottom? I mean, can we go Hank Hill?
Hey, can you say that in a mixed company?
I didn't know anything about Masters gnomes till about 45 minutes left in the show.
I didn't know anything about it till just now. Please tell.
Hi, Wes.
Yeah, B. Rich calls us to inform us about these gnomes and how people camp for them.
Yeah,
and they're
sell
real
them
for $1,000, or excuse me, they sell 1,000 of them a day for $50 a piece, and people line up outside. The patrons, as they call them, they line up outside of the fence.
So the coolest part
to buy them every day.
At least the smartest part that I've ever seen for any kind of gift shop is in Augusta, because there is a FedEx shop right next to their shop where you can literally mail it to yourself as soon as you're done purchasing it. Which I thought was so smart.
But they won't mail it to you, though. You got to do it yourself.
Well,
Gnomes.
Is it
You have got to be kidding me.
FedEx sponsors part of the Masters.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
You're stupid if you don't.
There is a gnome at the 2026 Masters that is selling for $665.
Yeah, well, they may deport that person if they find out who's doing it.
Wow.
That's all I've heard. They don't want you reselling it. 1,000 gnomes a day. I was hoping I could.
How do you know they're
order a
illegal?
gnome.
Why are you going to deport them?
So
I don't know. I'm just saying they don't want you reselling any of the stuff.
Why would you get it otherwise?
A reporter from Sports and Business
Like
Journal.
gnomes. My mother collects gnomes.
Reported that
answer
the Masters will do about $70 million in merchandise and sales this week. That's $10 million per day, $1 million per hour.
That's a lot of money.
$16,000 per minute, $277 per second.
Can you imagine being locked in the storage room with all those gnomes?
So,
and nobody's coming to rescue, and after a while, they're all staring at you.
Well, like I said, man.
Hank Hill did, kill Winklebottom.
Oh my God. Well, I'll just say this. I'll say hello to Wes, too. This is your show, Wes. We're sorry we hijacked it with talk of gnomes.
Hi, Wes. How's your day?
That I couldn't
We're glad
believe.
you're
Well, I gave him.
Looks like you with the beard.
I gave him a knock.
Well, hey,
I gave him a knock right here.
Hey, by the way,
tradition,
one of
unlike any other.
our resourceful patriarch. He's a big time listener, and of course he's been a sponsor. And he got bored today. Brandon did, and he created.
Oh, no wonder it went
This
weird.
is me and Joe Hunk as gnomes.
Well, that can't be Joe Hunk because he has a hat on.
He's got hair all over.
But I mean, that's me and Joe.
Oh, you need to send that to me so I can share it on ZZN TV. That needs to be a thing.
Yeah,
This
he
gnome
gave
is
me a white beard.
$400, $2,200 for a gnome.
Yeah, see.
So also
They do one version every year.
Every time.
I'm just gonna put them on mute right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna archive this, and every time I get some noise about the price of money I'm wasting on my collection, I'm just gonna play that first 5 seconds of this 5 minutes of the show.
So my mother has a collection. I was going to actually buy one maybe for Mother's Day, but then I found out you got to go there in person. just to get a gnome.
So does every year they have a different gnome?
Yes.
Is
It
that
started in
the deal?
2016.
Yes.
But
Well,
now they're threatening not to do it anymore because people are reselling them.
You can't have last year's gnome.
No, you really can't.
The 2025 was the one that I thought I saw was nearly $1 million, but I said, Scott, what? Oh, maybe it's 100,000.
So
I couldn't
also,
believe it.
like, tradition unlike any other. I played this a little bit last year, and I told Verno I would do it again. He's gone 2 different updates for us today for his Masters update. Yeah. Give me the leaderboard there. Come on, Verno.
Cheese, Trevor Emmelman, Shane Bacon, Jim Nance. It's Augusta National. You better duck. Pop, pop, pop.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
This was going on at Augusta.
This is your leaderboard update. I did this last year.
Can we go back to the gnomes?
Yeah, I like the gnomes talk better.
Sam Burns is 5 under.
That is true. Sam Burns is indeed at 5 under. And so is Rory McIlroy. Thank you, Verno. Rory McIlroy is also at 5 under. Justin Rose is at 4 under. How about Patrick Reed at -3? Jason Day. Spike McCroy, I hope you're listening. Jason Day is at -3.
Well, he's
been
one of our
my
last
guy
picks.
for over a decade.
Scott, Steve, and when Scott and I did our contest yesterday, he was one of the last picks. He actually lasted a lot longer than we thought. Somebody picked Jason Day at the very end, and then we got our prize today. So we are in possession of the $600 driver.
You got the driver?
Yeah. So somebody's going to win a nice prize. Trust me, Stacks, he was getting worn out yesterday.
Yes,
but he did a great job. He did a great job by himself.
When I was filling in for Tom yesterday, I came in and he looked like he'd been worn out pretty good with the phone calls.
Man, he hung in there, man.
So
shout out to Stacks, a.k.a. John Abraham.
There you go. That is your leaderboard update from Augusta National, as Sam Burns and Rory McIlroy are currently at -5. They are through with their first rounds, both at 67.
And Freddie Kirby actually did take Rory McIlroy. I think somebody took Sam Burns.
Justin Rose just hopped up to -4.
We had
Well, he
somebody
was
take
at
Rose.
-4, and then he got a bogey, then he
I see.
birdie out.
I
And
see bogey, then birdie.
Yeah, he's
then,
-4 again, but he was minus. He's
yeah,
been
I see
pushing it.
-4, then -3, now -4 again. So he's seesawing a little bit, but he's still in the red numbers.
What happened to Jordan Spieth?
Jordan fell off the.
But he hasn't. The only reason he's getting to play at all is because he won it before.
Correct.
Yeah. He just really.
He is.
Has he been injured? Is that?
He did have an injury about 3 years ago, and I
remember he won it, and then the next year he was winning it, and then just kept hitting it in the water.
Yeah.
At 12. Yeah. So. Yeah, they look like they're. It's one of those courses where this little mistakes make a huge difference in it, but it's so mesmerizing to watch.
And no squirrels. No, I still, the next squirrel that I see will be my first squirrel.
There's a lot of squirrel eating goes in the week before the Masters.
Well, I was thinking maybe there was squirrel hunting season like right before, like we found out from Lane Kiffin there in Oxford, Mississippi.
So are they going to add that to the list of food for the patrons?
No, man. I think I had 20 egg sandwiches the only time I went.
Did you?
Oh, they were only $1.
$1.50.
Yeah.
They're $1.50.
Hey, by the way, if anybody wants to go this weekend to our great sponsor who is giving away our $600 driver, and of course is going to sponsor our awesome Make-A-Wish Foundation golf tournament on April 20th. For this entire weekend,
Monday.
This entire weekend, they are having Masters prices and having those food items replicated.
Are they really?
Besides, I did check. There is not going to be a peach ice cream sandwich.
Well, I tell you, for basically $60 or 70. Was it $50? I had 20 beers and 20 egg sandwiches.
Oh, man.
I know that they did a deal with Marty Smith, gave him the Mickey Mouse credit card to go in there. He bought everything on the menu, and it was $27.99.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's unbelievable.
So, Drew, I got a bunch of questions.
Okay. That's why I'm getting rid of the Masters
Yes,
music.
thank you.
Okay.
So, as far as recruiting,
Yeah.
Alabama has like 3 recruits this year so far.
You talking about which sport?
In football. We're going football, then we're going to go basketball.
Okay, just wondered.
Yes. So, and I've read like 2. I guess they had 5 and 2 have decommitted.
Yeah.
What's going on with recruiting? Are they trying to change? I mean, I'm not worried. These guys have a talent for finding talent. It's can they put an offensive line that can dominate together?
I hope so. I mean,
yeah, but I don't. But that's not my question.
Right.
My question is about recruiting. How's recruiting going? And are they trying to change the way they do it? Are people going to be more in the portal now in the coming years?
Well, I think they'll be more aggressive in the portal, but I think most of their recruiting is going to get done in May and then especially June. And what I mean by that is the majority of the class will visit and commit in May and June because that's kind of when it's starting to happen. And especially with the rev share now, you have to work out all the numbers and everything and figure it out. They have lost 2 kids. They lost a pass rusher from Viger, and then they lost a corner from Georgia. But to be honest, in both of those situations, from me digging, they kind of changed the prototype they're looking for at edge at the Wolf spot. And this kid, while very productive, they had kind of wanted him to move inside. They had projected him to inside linebacker for what they wanted. They wanted somebody longer and a little bit bigger. He didn't like the idea of moving inside, so he decided to decommit. And then the corner from McEachern, he basically had not been contacted and not been on campus since November. And this was not unexpected. They thought they were going to go a different direction. So both of these decommitments were not surprises. And when you started hearing them pop up visiting Auburn and all this kind of stuff, that's usually a signal. And when you find out they haven't been back to campus since the end of the previous season, then it's no shock. And so that's kind of how this staff does it. If they just, you stop the communication kind of deal. Saban did a little bit of that too. But both of those kids, and again, I think most of the recruiting football-wise is going to get done in May and June. I think they're going to, and then I would think per year, if you had to,
and that's when the camps are, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I would think, and then you can visit now officially during that time too, before your season. I think they're going to try to sign. This is my opinion. In the 20s per year, probably low 20s, and then save the rest of it for portal and okay, what do we need? Who's leaving for the NFL? Who's not producing? What do we got to do? And then I think they were more aggressive in the portal this past cycle and hopefully more effective because last year's was okay. It wasn't spectacular. But I think the early returns for this group, there's more buzz around it than there was the group last year. So I think they probably learned some lessons. And so, but they also have to be, very, 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 very good with their and thorough with their evaluations because again, they can't just throw money at everybody like Texas A&M, Texas Tech. All they're doing, they're just throwing it in a hole and just praying that and going after the names and hoping that they can make a football team out of them, and so even Indiana to a degree, and I'm not talking about Indiana throwing money. I mean, Indiana has to be smart. Like they don't have an endless supply. Michigan does. Just ask Dan. I mean, he says, this ain't never going to stop. We ain't, until they change this. Yeah. We're just going to keep throwing money at everything. Well, we'll see. Like I told him, you better hope you sign the right ones every time because there's no guarantee it's going to work out because I bring up Sark. He tried to deny the money they spent last year, but they spent $40 million, and they almost lost 6. So they were not very good. Okay. So there's no guarantee just because. And then Michigan wasn't very good in football because they didn't have a head coach.
Well, Drew, I'm also reading more and more, this was out of The Athletic earlier today, about the potential of more walkthroughs heading into next spring. I think a potential of 6 walkthroughs are going to be added to the spring next year. And I heard
about 6 walks.
I mean, 6 just like non-contact.
Well, they're
gonna
already
be,
doing that.
I know.
now.
I know they're doing that, but they're talking about adding more of that during spring.
Well, that's happening already during spring.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah.
They're doing shells. They're just not. Now, I will say they have had some. I talked to Rodney Orr today, and he said, last week they did have a day where they went on good run inside run for like 20 minutes in a solid. But you got to do that sometimes.
We did it every day.
Yeah.
I mean, that was every day.
But like
we
Wes
did
is
it.
saying, they don't. And then Roddy and I were talking about it. But they don't do that every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's also part of it is because you don't want to get guys hurt in the spring too. You have to choose your.
Nobody ever got hurt during that. I'm telling you, I think that's minutia. You get hurt in scrimmages. You'll get people hurt in scrimmages, and a lot of people just get hurt when there's nobody there. I mean, just the worst injury we had that was affected our team was Kerry Good.
Yeah,
nobody touched him, just cut him.
Yeah.
Well, the non-contact ones are usually the most severe.
But they all can be severe. I've seen a bunch of. There is not one just thing that's not severe.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, there are non-contact injuries or where they tear their knee up. I've seen them. I don't know how many times.
Well, and Steve, I think what you're referencing is you're thinking that they're going more and more toward the NFL model.
OTA. There has been a number of coaches referencing OTAs.
Well, OTAs are mini camps basically, where they come in for 3 days and you just you're working on, or for sometimes for a week, and you're just doing your offense without pads on. Yeah. That's all OTA is. You might have helmets, maybe. Sometimes you don't even have helmets, but they're talking about they did OTAs with the difference is what the colleges have always been having practices without the coaches there. Mm-hmm. But now in some instances, the coaches are allowed to be there, where before they would just be upstairs watching them.
Yeah, upstairs from the office.
Yes. So, I mean, it's the only thing that's changed where I think is hurting the offensive line is they're not having enough contact. I mean, they went for 20 minutes one day. We went 20 minutes every day. Every day we had full pads.
Probably minimum 20 minutes.
No, well, I mean, usually on the run drill, I mean, you'd have Pascal where they we'd do 7-on-7. 7-on-7 is easy. It's boring. 9-on-7 was when we went full speed and it's a run drill. I mean, basically, it was a run drill. So, I mean, it wasn't. The 3-on-3 is where it gets, was a total man on mano, and that's when you got after it. But I don't remember anybody getting seriously hurt doing that stuff ever. In the games is where you got people coming from different angles and linebackers filling and safeties coming up and that's when people fall on each other and people get in piles, and that's when you get hurt. So I understand why they want to stay off the ground some, but in the end, you have to have live periods, and you have to every day. To me, you have to have best on best in some situations, whether that's in 1-on-1, 3-on-3, or on the 9-on-7, or you're not going to be able to do the techniques you need to do to run block.
I know, Wes, you've been to a scrimmage. What are you hearing out of this spring in Tuscaloosa, Drew?
Well, I mean, I think they think they're making progress on the offensive line. I mean, I didn't go to either scrimmage. I know,
but you are going Saturday.
Yeah, I'm going Saturday. Right now, I'd say that, and I confirmed this after the scrimmage this past Friday. It slightly surprised me a little bit. But as far as, because I thought I would be told that Nick Brooks was at left guard, and the 5 they told me that got most of the reps to start was Racine Delgatti at center. He's the transfer from Cal Poly. And then the 2 guards, and this is pleasing to me, Mike Carroll at right guard, because Carroll is going to be, I think, can be an All-American at that. I think he can be a really good tackle, but I think he can be a true difference maker at guard.
Man, I think he can play anywhere. He has the right attitude. He gets after it. He's going to get better and better and better.
And then the left guard was Ethan Fields. He's a transfer from Ole Miss. And I do think in the fall that the left guard very likely will be William Sanders, who's a sophomore from Brookwood, redshirt sophomore. He is not practicing right now. He's injured. But then I was told that they're very excited, I was told today, about Javen James at right tackle. They really think he can play. And this shows you how the portal can be so fickle. He was a starter for 9 games at left tackle for Mississippi State last year, and he started a couple at right tackle. Then he got mad because Mississippi State brought in the man, the myth, the legend, Jordan Seaton on a visit. Didn't even sign him because he went to play for, the narcissist over in Baton Rouge. And so
who would that be?
Yeah, the one that's showing off his guns where Ed Ogeron gave him.
That really doesn't narrow it down on there on campus.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, all I said, somebody sent me the picture of him outside the gym. I said, dang,
is that
Ed
Matt Moscona?
Ed O's been rubbing off on Lane Kiffin. Wow. I just said Ed O'd been rubbing off on him. But seriously, so Seaton came in for a visit, made Javen mad, and so he got in the portal, and now, very likely, barring something unforeseen, he's going to be the right tackle for Alabama. He's played both in the SEC. And so he's a junior. And then, of course, they've got Jackson Lloyd, who's basically a redshirt freshman, who they're really high on at left tackle. He's had a really good spring. So that's the 2 tackles. And then, I think, again, the guards will ultimately be William Sanders and Mike Carroll, and then Delgatti will be the center. But they're also trying to develop depth. Strayhorn is a kid they got from Michigan. He can play both guard spots and center. So he's
young, yeah.
Yeah, he's only going to be a sophomore. So we'll see. But I think they're a lot more optimistic about where they were now than where they are now, than they were a year ago. Because a year ago, let's be blunt, what ended up happening is the guard spots were atrocious. I mean, they weren't good. Right tackle was not great. I was watching some of Texas A&M's media availability, and 2 of them were Isaiah Horton and Wilkin Formby. And all I said was good luck.
I think Wilkin Formby can
be a guard. I think he could have been a guard.
No, I think he can get better. That's the thing. Often he has to get better. His technique was horrible last year. I watched some tape, and occasionally he would do good, and the back wouldn't make the right cut and just fall over somebody. I mean, it was a combination of a lot of things that happened last year. It was just not the offensive line. But at times it was. I mean, it was.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, it could have been better. That's for sure.
And then you hear Caden Proctor admitting, and he looked big. Like, we remember how they struggled against Florida State. There was people going across his face. Wes talked about it. He was getting beat the whole game. It don't help, though, when you say after the fact that I weighed 400 pounds and that I had to lose weight during the season. Like, there's no reason he should have been 400 pounds. He should have been about 360. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I hadn't read that. I don't know.
And so I was like, and I had heard that his weight fluctuated his whole career, but 400 pounds, that's just not.
Your weight.
It's a big boy.
Everybody's weight fluctuates.
I know, exactly. But
Amen.
That's on the heavy side there for Caden.
Yeah, I didn't know he weighed that much. I'm surprised to hear that because.
Well, then it explained some things to me because he looked so, slow.
No, well, they're out of sync because they hadn't been, to me, they hadn't gone full speed enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that was part of it. Mm-hmm. So, my other thing, Drew, let's switch gears a little bit to the basketball team.
Yeah.
I tell you what, let's take a timeout, then we'll dive into basketball.
Okay.
There is some basketball news I wanted to get to. I know Michigan plucked a big man from Tennessee, and yeah, that was kind of my reaction as well, Drew. But nonetheless,
those deep Wolverine pockets, they're such great people over there.
Let's take our first time out, we'll dive into the basketball portal, which might be a tad crazier than the football portal. Maybe. We'll dive into that next right here on The Drive.
Are there any gnomes there?
We'll find out. One gnome at a time.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we're making room for new shipments during our spring clean out at Lynn Leighton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, save thousands with 3.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 F-150s with STX 4x4s starting at under $44,000. New 25 Explorers start at under $36,000 or choose 2.9% for up to 84 months. Get 5.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 Broncos or choose $2,750 customer cash plus 2-year 24,000-mile complimentary maintenance. And while they last, new 25 Bronco Sports come with your choice of $2,500 customer cash or 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. And there's never any hidden markups or dock fees. Don't miss your chance to save big with spring clean-out pricing on all new 25s. We hope to see you real soon at Lynn Leighton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnleightonford.com.
These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. Taking care of your property yourself can be a real headache. Eagle can handle it for you. They offer full landscaping services, irrigation, mowing, bush hog, and can install plants and trees, sod, and even landscape borders. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money.
I'm Abraham here for Valley Equipment Rental. You know, if you're a contractor installing fences, you need Valley Equipment Rental for augers of all sizes. And if you need a forklift to get those shingles up high on a roof, Valley Equipment has 10K lifts that reach to 56 feet. Valley also has tow-behind lifts that have a working height of 35 to 55 feet as well for power washing those two-story homes or doing whatever else you need to do. Lifts, forklifts, tow-behind lifts, 35 feet and up, they have your lift at Valley Equipment Rental. 2 locations, North and South Parkway. Valley Equipment Rental.
At Kern Electrical, we're more than just a Generac generator dealer. We're your partners in ensuring your home or business never loses power, especially when it matters most. Call 256-880-1880 today or visit gensuperstore.com for reliable power solutions that work when you need them most.
Most current way to keep your power on. GeneracSuperstore.com.
When a team sticks together, it shows in the way they work and the way they treat you.
We don't just hire great people, they stay. On average, our managers have been with us over 15 years, and company-wide turnover is under 3%.
It's a culture built on integrity and heart.
When you call, you get someone who knows your name, understands your business, and is invested in your success.
And that means service you can count on every time.
Your Rocket City Trash Pandas are back for 6 games, April 14th through the 19th. Promotions include an adult replica jersey giveaway on the 14th, post-game fireworks to close out the night on the 17th and 18th, plus kids run the bases after the game on the 19th. Get your tickets and learn more about our weekly promos by visiting tptix.com. That's tptix.com.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Thursday edition of The Drive. Appreciate you tuning in here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drew DeArmond here with us. One more football note before we dive into basketball. Another year of eligibility up on the hill. Cornelius, his nickname is Quad. Cornelius Quad Brown, the fourth, maybe should have a different nickname of Octavio, something along those lines, because Cornelius Quad Brown was granted an 8th year of eligibility by the NCAA. He began his collegiate career in 2019 at Georgia State. He has also spent time at UT Martin before transferring to Alabama A&M. But I'm sure Coach Shade is quite happy to have his quarterback back. He had an ankle injury last year, but was granted a medical red shirt to play one more season up on the hill.
I told you I'm a 38th year senior.
Eighth year. Granted an 8th year of eligibility to participate in the 2026 season at Alabama A&M.
Well, and then, we're talking, transfer portal in basketball, and I had told you guys off the air that as of this afternoon, Sherrell had not entered the portal. He now officially has. And according to Joe Tipton of On 3, who, by the way, lives here.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Joe Tipton's went to UAH. He's a Huntsville guy.
Huh.
He has a do not contact label on him. And there's a handful of schools, that are involved, but there is some appeal for Michigan State and Tom Izzo because he's from Detroit, and I think he would be a good fit for what Coach Izzo likes to do with his bigs. I would truly respect that. Now Michigan may be involved, but as you hinted before we went to break, they've already filled one of those slots, and that is with J.P. Estrella, who I thought Alabama should be after, who has gone from Tennessee to Michigan.
Heard they threw him a lot of money.
Oh, I don't doubt it. It's probably at least $3 million.
That's what I was told.
That's the reason he left Tennessee. So Tennessee big man Jalen Carey is still out there too. He's Vernon Carey's son. He's already been to Vanderbilt and Tennessee. That's another one maybe Alabama could be interested in. But Alabama seems to be heavily involved with Cade Phillips, who, of course, is the son of John David Phillips, Alabama QB, Reagan Crowell Phillips, John Crowell's daughter, who also played basketball at Alabama, the nephew of Brody Crowell, and then, of course, the grandson of John Crowell. So he's got 2 years of eligibility left. He only played 9 games this year for Tennessee. He hurt his shoulder, had to have shoulder surgery. I think he was hurt a little bit the year before, too, but he's been a rotational guy for 2 years.
Brody tore both of his and Reagan did as well.
She was hurt, so he missed this year. He should have 2 years of eligibility left. Alabama now with Aiden Sherrell, now that he's officially gone in, I think the return is very unlikely for him to come to Alabama. So their front court's just gone. I mean, Keaton Bristow is still on the team. Don't know why. But we'll see, because he's another one that, to me was just getting thrown in the first row. Give him a ring for, playing well against Illinois, but he did nothing after that. So, and then, of course, had an ankle injury. So, I don't know if he'll come back or not. I've kind of been surprised I haven't seen him hit the portal. But let's just say this. Alabama's going to have to completely rebuild their front court, because I know they wanted to retain Aiden, and they put a big offer in front of him, but not as big. You mentioned it going to break. I mean, the price for bigs, when Philip Jovic is asking for $2 million, you know how obscene it is for big men right now. And it's just, they're in more demand than the guards right now. They seem
That doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense to me either. But that's the way it is, and it doesn't look like Alabama's going to retain Aiden Sherrell.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Had a good year this year, but it looks like it's
an elite big man is hard to game plan around.
Yeah.
But to me, an elite point guard is harder.
Well, and here's the thing, too. LSU was the team mentioned with Aiden Sherrell, but I would think that Nate Oates certainly wanted to keep him, but I also think he has so much respect for Tom Izzo.
Diabate is in the portal. Yeah, you want to get him back?
I'd love to have Mo D back. I'd take him over Cade Phillips right now.
Okay.
But because he's made winning plays in games for Alabama, made winning plays for Kentucky. I know he's not a true big. He's 6'7".
Yeah.
But I would take him back in a heartbeat.
Plays bigger than that.
I heard Houston's interested in him. That's no shock to me, because they love winning. But again, we'll see. But I just think overall that it's going to be it's a rebuild on the front court. Alabama,
Who's going to be in the front court?
That's a great question. I couldn't tell you that right now, Wes. I know there's a handful of guys they're mentioned with. Most of it's United Nations kind of stuff. I can't pronounce their names. There's a center from Colorado. There's a center from College of Charleston. I mean, you should have heard me on the phone today explaining to Rodney Orr.
Heck, just look at the Illinois starting lineup this year.
Everybody was a bitch at the end.
When they won the game, when they won the game to go to the Final Four, they were interviewing it, mid court. I was like,
did you hear that?
The first thing I said is go hire the Braves interpreter because we need this guy.
Yeah, because the guy
kept saying, "Can you repeat? Can you repeat? Can you repeat?"
He was saying that to Tracy Wolfson.
Yeah.
Can you repeat?
Yeah.
Can you repeat?
And then my buddy was like, "That's Ivan Drago from Rocky IV." You know,
so I saw that.
Are those guys? I mean, how old are those guys?
Most of them in their 20s.
But this is why
in their 20s, Drew. That's a 10-year spread.
Yeah, they're pros. Okay.
But this is why the NCAA is floating this idea of 5 years of eligibility after your high school graduation.
Those guys look like they've been shaving for
19 years old.
Bediako, he can't play, man, just because he signed some contract with he never got called up. But
this is why I didn't.
He signed a contract with an NBA
after they
team.
relaxed the rules with international players. It was basically giving international players one set of rules and American-born players another set of rules.
Kept saying it's totally hypocritical. Like, why are you?
That's 100%. I agree. When Bediako first came back, and Steve, you know this, I said, "This is ridiculous. Why can until I learned and I looked into it,
look at the system,
and all these guys are coming there." Some of these guys have been paid for the last 4 or 5 years
overseas,
and they're coming over there and playing in professional leagues overseas, and it's okay. But if you go to the NBA and sign a 2-way contract and you never play, never go to the NBA, what's the difference? There is no difference.
No, there is none, and that's why I was so irate with all these coaches and their hypocrisy, because a lot of their friends that were still coaching, were taking advantage of this, and not to mention Louisville and Baylor and them had G League guys that were playing. It was total BS. It was total garbage. And then you got idiots in the national media basically saying Nate Oates is a cheat. Nate Oates doesn't deserve to be in the NCAA tournament. I wanted to reach through the X account and just slap them across the face, because they would talk about gaslighting, and I'm like, the only one gaslighting is you when you go to the bathroom and then when you type. No, that's basically because you need to be called out because you're a hypocrite. You're a clown. And so you don't know anything about basketball. And so, but again, Alabama's going to have to rebuild it. I would think they'd have a good shot at retaining Aiden Holloway, because his value is going to go down because of his legal situation. And he would be their best player returning at this point.
So do you think he'll be able to return, though? I mean,
if I had to guess, I'd say yes.
Well, I'll just say
I am guessing.
You guys know the Druinary pretty good. You know who Ajay Moron is. That's a.k.a. Ajay Hall from Alabama. Dude got caught coming back into Orlando through the airport, West. He didn't have 1 pound. He didn't have 2. I think he had about 18 pounds of marijuana.
It was a large quantity.
But he didn't play for Alabama.
He was trying to walk on at UCF, and he only got 18 months probation for basically coming in with that much of a supply.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with,
he's taking a look at other examples.
So the best example I could give, is, what was his name? Brandon Chicken.
Oh, Brandon Chicken. Oh, goodness.
That's
the gift that keeps on giving right there.
Took the fall, didn't he? For, what was that guy's name? He had a bunch in his car, but it was Brandon Chickens, who they could not locate.
I thought that was,
Yeah. Tim Williams.
Tim
Williams.
Yeah. Brandon Chicken saved him.
Yeah, I don't.
The best thing
I thought it was Trey DePriest weed. That's what I was being told.
Is that what you thought?
He was the one that was the bouncer at the club.
Wow.
Well, all I know,
now we're getting into the weeds right here.
So what was the guy that played for the Washington Redskins, the defensive end, not the defensive tackle, but the defensive end?
You know, John Allen?
No, the guy, the other one. 22. He was 22 at Alabama. He was from Daphne. He was from Daphne.
Oh, you're talking about back in the day?
He played with Jonathan Allen.
Oh, good Lord. You're talking about the outside linebacker. Yeah.
So he won. He used to sit on the sideline. One year he wore
Ryan Anderson.
Ryan Anderson.
Thank you.
He was a jack linebacker.
Yeah, he wore one year. He wore a '69 jersey and had freshwater on the back of it.
I remember that.
And then one year he had
Didn't he
Tim Williams jersey on 56.
Yeah.
And on the back it said chicken.
I mean, Ryan had played a few years in the league. He really did.
I've never met him, but I want to. 'Cause I think we'll get along.
I've never wanted an Alabama jersey more than my life than when I saw the Brandon Chicken
I know his
jersey.
high school coach, who's retired now, Glenn Vicker. He coached him and TJ Yeldon, and I know he could tell you some stories. Like, of course, basically Ryan Anderson. Once they flipped TJ Yeldon, he took TJ Yeldon's cell phone, and he was the only one that answered it. So when another certain university would try to call, he would just hang it up.
He was so good when you watch his tape and his technique, and he's one of the most underrated players that ever played at Alabama.
He really
because of
is.
who he played with.
Yeah,
there were so many good players on that team.
I would say him and Sean Dion Hamilton, who's now coaching the NFL.
Well, he was hurt a bunch.
Yeah,
but he's also he was good friends with Anna Lakin.
Yeah,
he had classes. He went to, he was one of those guys that a very sharp guy.
As soon as let's put it this way, as soon as SDH retired from the NFL after 3 or 4 years, he got hired on the coaching staff immediately because that's how smart he is.
He was just.
I think you can look it up, Steve. I think he's with Detroit. But I'd have to look at. I think he's one of the linebacker coaches. But SDH, he recently got married too. But he's just a really smart dude. I interviewed him in high school, and you could just tell he was off the chart smart. And he was a guy that was considered undersized, and he didn't run the 40 the fastest. But you're talking about a football brainiac.
He's the current linebackers coach for the Detroit Lions.
I told you. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, Ryan Anderson is not. But Ryan Anderson, I mean, the best way to describe Ryan Anderson would be Debo from Friday. He's somebody you don't want to mess with.
Well, he has. I want his jersey collection.
I really do too. Hasn't played since 2022. Really?
Who, Ryan? Yeah.
Right.
He's been retired for a minute. But and so's TJ. TJ's retired now after playing several years with the Buffalo Bills and Jets and stuff. But I mean, they were two bad men at Daphne. They won a state championship for Glenn Vickery, and I was just always told with Ryan Anderson, if there's one dude you either want to be in the foxhole with or not run into in a dark alley, it's Ryan Anderson.
He was.
And I interviewed him once when he was in high, and it was one word answers, bro. One word answers.
Well,
sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I mean, you think about it, Ryan Anderson. What was the guy from Dallas, from Texas, that was going to Texas and ended up coming to Alabama?
Oh, yeah. He's still playing.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact.
The guy that I would never. I mean, you weren't talking about you don't want to see in a dark alley.
Yeah,
talking about Ashawn?
Ashawn Robinson. Oh my!
Talking about
yeah. You look at
Kimbo
all
Slice.
Yeah. Just ask Leonard Fournette about Ashawn Robinson.
He was a lot bigger than Kimbo Slice too.
Ashawn is still playing. He's still active as a defensive tackle. And I remember when they flipped him from Texas. That was somebody that Bo Davis took care of that, and he was a tough hombre. He was somebody that again you did, and there was people that worried about his motor coming out of high school, but Bo Davis took care of that.
Well, he took care of all these guys. I mean, you look at all the guys that were their front eight was unbelievable. And who was the guy that was a singer? Dalvin Thomas.
Dalvin?
Yeah.
Dalvin Thomason. He was the best run stopper of all of them.
And think about this. He's still playing.
Yeah.
And Dalvin missed most of his freshman year, had to redshirt because he tore his ACL.
President Carr at UAH, President Carr has a great Dalvin Tomlinson story. He really does.
Well, Dr. Carr also asked him about Deshaun Hand. Deshaun Hand is still playing. And he got Hand to instead of going, everybody thought he was going to go to Michigan, he got Deshaun Hand too. From the state of Virginia.
I mean, you look at Jonathan Allen, Reuben Foster, Tim Williams, Dalvin Thomason, O.J. Howard, Ryan Anderson, Darius Stewart, Marlon Humphrey, Cam Robinson. I mean, it's unbelievable. All those guys were on the same team.
Yeah, I mean, it really. And we haven't even talked about Darion Payne. So
Yeah.
He's still playing too.
Yeah, Payne. He's still with Washington.
Hey, is Marcel Darius still playing? I mean,
No,
it's
he is not.
No, but he made more money than any player ever from the University of Alabama. Like he made $150 million in playing professional football, and he was a 3-star coming out of high school.
Yeah,
and he almost killed Anna Lakin on a. He almost flipped the cart they were on together.
Oh boy!
And when they were on their recruiting visit.
Oh man.
Yeah.
If you'd like to join us, you can do so at 256-576-4977. 256-576-4977. I know we kind of got off on the rabbit trail, but back to basketball. Does it surprise you that it's worse in basketball than it is in football? The portal, Drew?
Oh no! Look, man. The reason it's worse in basketball is there's less spots, more competition, more.
I mean, we're talking about half of the eligible players.
Yeah, it's
in Division I in the portal.
So, there's more competition.
It's probably more by now.
But Alabama signed 3 really good players.
Yeah, Terrace Bowie from Ohio.
Are they big?
They're all wings. They're all long, athletic wing types.
Okay.
Quayton Samuels is probably more of a 2, but he's a lefty. He can really score. He's from Washington, D.C. As I said, Terrace Bowie was the first to sign. He was from Spear Academy in Ohio. He played for Kevin Boyle, if that name sounds familiar. That's St. Patrick's in New Jersey. And then Montverde, I saw. So, Montverde had a pretty good starting 5 that I saw.
Yeah, they did.
Some dude named Cooper Flagg, played about 18 minutes and had 11 points. Future number 1 pick in the draft. They had a great team. Boyle's coaching at Spear now. He's coming, and then and Quayton had actually already signed, but didn't announce it until maybe I guess it was January, early February, and then they just got a huge commitment of a McDonald's All-American, Jackson Richardson, who is Jason Richardson's son, who played for Tom Izzo at Michigan State.
Yeah.
He's a high flyer. He's about a 6'8" jumping jack. I think he won the dunk contest for the McDonald's game. He threw down.
I heard
about
Coach
5 or 6.
Izzo say the other day that he's now after the grandsons. Going after the grandsons.
He got the first son. But for whatever reason, I guess Jackson wanted to make his own path. And he never really mentioned Michigan State. He mentioned Alabama, Ole Miss. A lot of people thought, he might go to in Miami when Jai Lucas went there. I know they were mentioned. So personally, I thought it was going to be maybe Chris Beard and Ole Miss. I knew a lot of people thought. And then Creighton. But then McDermott retired. Because Creighton was in there.
I had heard.
Different
tell
schools.
Me if you heard. I heard Chris Beard was talking to North Carolina.
Well, if they had gotten down, I think more down the list, probably. I'll just say this: if John Calipari had not gone to Arkansas 2 years ago, that would have been the next Razorbacks head coach. He would have. And then I can tell you this now, because Texas A&M ain't going to shoot me. Buckyball would have been in Oxford.
Yep.
So that's how That's kind of how the dominoes almost fell. But Beard's a really good coach. He did lose Wes Flanagan to Georgia Tech.
He did.
Scott Cross hired him as associate head coach. Maybe they can help solve the Atlanta enigma because they can't seem to get players to stay.
No, they can't.
And Flanagan, I think, helped Bruce Pearl start that pipeline pre-NIL. Make of that what you will. But and again, it's legal now. So what does it matter?
That's right.
It wasn't legal when they got Jabari Smith.
BMW.
But hey, more power to them, bro. So they were able to take advantage. So we'll see. But they've got 3 top 40-ish players that are signed. They've been mentioned with some kids that got released from their letters of intent, like a couple kids from Georgia Tech, but I haven't heard of them coming on campus. I would think it would be mostly portal going forward, and then retaining what you have. They redshirted a kid, Davion Hanna from Link Academy, that I think they really showed a lot before he got hurt.
Yeah.
I would personally want to retain him. I considered him the better of the two when I saw them both play than him and Jaleel Bethea. I know Nate Oates was high on Bethea's attitude. It did seem like Jaleel was engaged and on the bench and rooting for everybody. And when he got out there, he played hard. But the problem with Jalil Bethia, and I told some people this, and I'll say it on there. I've said it on Talking Ball. I'm not afraid to say it. If you want to see Jalil Bethia play well, go to Rucker Park or an N1 mixtape open run. That's what he can do. He can't play structured basketball. He's proved it at Miami, and he proved it at Alabama. And so, and like a lot of these guys, I'm sure Alabama didn't want to pay him what they paid him last year because he still has some value.
Yeah,
But now that it's 2 years in and you've barely been a rotational guy,
is what he is right now.
It's not. You're not a McDonald's All-American anymore, so you're not going to get him at the same price point. I think that happened with Bull Bowen because I know he really liked Bull Bowen as a kid, and Bull Bowen when he was healthy was effective.
We do need to take a time out to wrap up hour number one. We'll continue along this Thursday edition of The Drive with Drudy Arman next.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This hour of The Drive is brought to you by Lynn Leighton Ford, located online at lynnleightonford.com.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we're making room for new shipments during our spring cleanout at Lynn Leighton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, save thousands with 3.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 F-150s with STX 4x4s starting at under $44,000. New 25 Explorers start at under $36,000 or choose 2.9% for up to 84 months. Get 5.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 Broncos or choose $2,750 customer cash plus 2-year 24,000-mile complimentary maintenance. And while they last, new 25 Bronco Sports come with your choice of $2,500 customer cash or 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. And there's never any hidden markups or dock fees. Don't miss your chance to save big with spring cleanout pricing on all new 25s. We hope to see you real soon at Lynn Leighton Ford, right in the heart of Ford Country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnleightonford.com.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com. SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust. Trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care. No appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead, ran away, and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
Your Fox 54 weather.
Fox Fox 54 weather impact meteorologist Emily Owen. A quiet night is ahead of us across the Tennessee Valley for this Thursday night. We'll sit under a clear sky with temperatures falling into the low 50s for the overnight. Heading into the last day of the work week, expect to see plenty of sunshine. High temperatures nearing 80 degrees for the afternoon, and it looks like rain stays out of the forecast through the next 7 days.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This will turn journalism on its ear.
Watch our stream on WZZN TV on Twitch and YouTube.
But you are the greatest hero in American history.
We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Few golfers still on the course there at Augusta National, but Rory McIlroy and Sam Burns still lead the leaderboard at -5 as day one is almost done there in Augusta, Georgia. I did hear something the other day. I know we talked a lot about Michigan during the break and a little bit in the last segment. Now, one story that I've never heard,
right?
This came from Dusty May in his time at Indiana, said that Coach Knight liked to mix drinks, and not like the drinks you're probably thinking of.
Yeah.
He liked to mix Dr. Pepper with chocolate milk.
Really?
And I just...
Can we go back to talk about gnomes?
Thank you.
I've never heard of this.
I mean...
'Cause I don't want to talk about that.
Dr. Pepper and chocolate milk.
Now, you will not be shocked by this story, because Rich Valavicius, who I worked for, who played on the 76 undefeated Indiana team, was the only freshman to play. He was honored at halftime of the national championship game Monday with his teammates. He was recruited heavily, and Coach Knight started recruiting him when he was in middle school. But he was recruited by a lot of the powers in the country, and one of the other schools that recruited him at this time, they were a powerhouse. They're still good, but they were a power, and that was Marquette. As you know, Marquette won their only national championship in '78 under the great Al McGuire.
Yep.
Well, McGuire's lead recruiter, and he was eating an ice cream cone on the porch of Coach Val's house, was the one and only Rick Majerus.
Wow. Wow.
Did you know that they played in Tuscaloosa, Marquette?
Yes.
And I was at the game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I was with my dad and, what's his name? The first, John Mitchell. Me and John Mitchell and my dad were at the game together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Against Marquette.
We went to both Marquette games that they played in Tuscaloosa.
Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do a Sports Center update here, top of the hour. Final call for phone calls comes up on the other side with Drudy Armand. Then right after that, Trash Panda Baseball as they continue their set in Knoxville, taking on the Smokies.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we're making room for new shipments during our spring clean out at Lynn Leighton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, save thousands with 3.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 F-150s with STX 4x4s starting at under $44,000. New 25 Explorers start at under $36,000, or choose 2.9% for up to 84 months. Get 5.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 Broncos, or choose $2,750 customer cash plus 2-year 24,000-mile complimentary maintenance. And while they last, new 25 Bronco Sports come with your choice of $2,500 customer cash or 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. And there's never any hidden markups or dock fees. Don't miss your chance to save big with spring clean-out pricing on all new 25s. We hope to see you real soon at Lynn Leighton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnleightonford.com.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Sports Center.
Lisi as the 76ers fight to avoid the NBA's Eastern Conference play-in tournament. One of their biggest stars, Joel Embiid, diagnosed with appendicitis and is undergoing emergency surgery hours before the team faces the Rockets. It's unclear when Embiid will return to the court from his latest injury. ESPN NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins.
Joel Embiid is one of the most talented big men this game has ever seen. It's a disappointment, really, because you want to see him play at this level. He's been playing on this stage. He's been playing at a high level. I just hope that he's able to get healthy. The Sixers get into the postseason, and he comes back.
LeBron James returns for the Lakers tonight against the Warriors. He was out the last game due to foot injury management. LA's a game and a half back of third place Denver in the West. Golden State's Steph Curry will not play due to knee injury management. The game 9:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio. Boston guard Jaylen Brown, Achilles tendonitis, will not play against the Knicks tonight. Boston clinches the Atlantic Division with a victory. New York's up a half game on Cleveland for third in the East. On ESPN, it's round one of the Masters. Defending champion Rory McIlroy and Sam Burns tied for the lead at 5 under. Scottie Scheffler's 3 strokes back. NHL, Sabres goaltender Alex Lyon could miss the start of the playoffs due to a strained lower body muscle. He shared starting duties with Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen for a Buffalo team that's in the postseason for the first time in 15 years. Baseball, not much pop in the Yankees' bats, a second straight game. Jeffrey Springs, 2 relievers combined on a 1-hitter. A's blanked the Yankees 1-0. New York 2 hits the last 17 innings.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Friday, we'll react to round one of the Masters, as well as get you ready for the regular season finale in the NBA. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
.97.7 ESPN The Zone. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
Well, looky here. I just got an email from Greg Byrne. We'll try to coordinate with the Alabama athletic director to come on next week.
Big news for The Drive.
So,
Greg Byrne.
Try to get the Alabama athletic director on next week. Just got an email from him.
Thank you for that contract with Nate Oates, sir.
I kind of want to ask him what his first impression was when he saw your commissioner speaking out against one of your players.
Yeah, well,
I really hope that he was given a heads up and not seen it when we all saw it, but we'll find out.
I enjoyed his comment when he was asked about Bruce Pearl's commentary during the season, and he talked about glass houses.
Yes. Ross Dellinger tweeted out earlier this afternoon that the NCAA Football Rules Subcommittee today upheld a new rule change related to punts. This, according to Steve Shaw, who I did text, but I didn't hear anything back. The rule change deemed that the snapper and the 2 linemen on either side as ineligible receivers has drawn opposition from many special teams coaches and some head coaches. The intent of the change, Steve Shaw says, is for the defense to distinguish those who are eligible and ineligible receivers in punt formations while still leaving enough creativity for punt teams. The rule is the right rule for 2026, according to Steve Shaw, but could be reevaluated in the future, he says. Several special teams coaches, even some head coaches, have expressed opposition to the rule that they believe makes a punt team more susceptible to blocks and limits the creativity and schematics for punt teams.
So what was the rule again? Just read it, the first part.
That the snapper and the snapper and the 2 linemen on either side as ineligible receivers.
So the 2 upbacks right there.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
It's one of the many reasons I reach out to Steve Shaw, and I realize he's a busy guy right now, probably, but I will continue.
Because those upbacks are considered in the backfield.
Correct. Correct.
I wonder why. I mean, we don't see many go out for passes.
And then
You know what I'm
there's
saying?
coaches believing that this will susceptible to blocks and limit the creativity and schematics for punt teams. We'll see what that tweak of the rule will do coming up this fall. And what is Steve Shaw quote?
It'll save Kirby from having to go for it on fourth down. Fourth and Kirby.
1-1-1-1-1-1-1. I see one out on the field. 1-1-1-1-1.
He ain't got gloves on. I can't call timeout. Wesley, I'll get fired. That was Bobby Williams.
Yeah. That's right. I'd call timeout.
On the field, and I could hear it in the end zone. Everybody going 1-1-1-1-1-1-1. Yeah, that worked really well.
Wesley noticed coming off the sidelines, but like I said, Bobby Williams is like, Wesley, I can't call timeout. I can't run out. If I do that and Coach Saban doesn't do it, I'm fired.
Yeah, that was a different time though. That was in the SEC championship game.
Against Georgia.
But
a game that'll no longer be lasting.
Y'all are talking about two different games.
Okay.
The game Drew's talking about was the game where McCarron was the quarterback.
Yeah.
And,
oh, wow. You're going way back.
Yeah. And y'all were driving in
2012.
Yeah, 2012.
Okay.
And then we beat Notre Dame like a
yard
step.
dog.
Yeah.
Like Georgia would have.
Yeah, exactly. So that game,
about 5 yards away.
in the game you're talking about.
Yeah, was Justin Fields coming out for the fake punt.
But this one actually worked. This fake punt, but Drew's talking about work. But Wesley saw it and was trying to get his guy to call timeout, Bobby Williams.
But he couldn't do it.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it.
He wouldn't do it. He's like, I'll get fired.
Anything in particular you would like to see Saturday, Drew, down in Tuscaloosa?
Just some good work from the O-line. I'm not.
They just got to improve. They got to get improved. You don't want to peak in the spring. You want them to get better every game. They're going to have to get better this summer. Work on their footwork. Settle on who's going to play where.
And then I was watching some of the defensive line drills because I'm like Wes now. I've got to get a roster sheet. He has one right there, but I've got to because the numbers so many have changed. Like one is Devin Tompkins. He's the kid from USC. 99's Terrence Green.
He's easy to find.
Terrence Green is the nose.
He's the one that looks like he sat on the air hose all night. He's pumped.
Yeah. And then of course there's 9. That's
6'5",
Zulu.
300.
Yeah, Zulu is the kid from South Carolina. He had a sack Saturday.
Zulu.
We just call him Zulu. I don't know how to pronounce the last name.
Which one is
9? Number 9. He's a pass rusher. He's from South Carolina. And so
that's Zulu. Desmond Zulu.
Yeah.
He's 6'6", 253.
Yeah.
So did you notice? Did anybody talk about number 22?
A little bit. That's Bingley Jones. That's the kid from Mississippi State.
Yeah, he has 3 kids, I think.
I thought that was Brandon Chicken.
He's nearly 25 years old.
Yeah,
now,
that's who you want. That guy can play now.
And like J.C. Latham's not practicing right now. I think they're waiting for the fall because he had the neck deal, but he's on his 7th year.
Yeah,
Rodney and I were talking about that. Rodney Orr. He's number 20, and he'll still be 20.
Yeah, and he's a 3-year letterman at Alabama now. So
he is.
Those are going to be your 2 inside guys, and so they could have. You're talking about all the way across. They'll have 300-pounders basically, and you don't even have London Simmons.
He's not practicing. He's got
or
a back,
Jeremiah Beeman. Practicing.
Yeah. Beeman had an ACL last year, red-shirted, and he's not like Wes said, he's not practicing. And then you talk about the other kid, Simmons.
Both of those are over 300 pounds.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, Drew, O-line.
O-line's the key.
O-line.
I want to see both lines of scrimmage on each side. I want to see them have some give and take. I want to see some of the new guys because there's so many. I mean, both of them got rebuilt.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that I really I'll miss next year, and Wes has talked about him, is Tim Keenan. I thought Keenan was a beast.
Yeah, but they got Steve Bolo, too.
And he supposedly had a really good spring.
Yes.
And he's always looked the part. And he's number 25.
Yes.
And when I was watching.
I'm telling you, these guys are huge.
They're huge.
They're huge. They're going to be the best thing I've heard so far, Kalen and Board say,
Mm-hmm.
we don't want to be pushed around like we were last year. That guy has to stop.
And so in Bolo,
At
I was watching the drills, and Kane Womack was working with him, and then Freddie Roach was reading the riot act to one of the freshmen, Maury Johnson. He's from Muscle Shoals. He's 26. Because I was like, who the hell is 26? I feel bad for him because he's getting blasted.
That means they think he can be good.
But he's a freshman. So then you go back and look, you're like, oh, okay, it's one of the freshmen. So, because, again, I knew a couple of the numbers, but I was like, all these I don't know. I've got to look at this roster online and figure out what I'm looking at. And I knew Wes, I didn't have Wes's roster in front of me, so I didn't take a picture of it or anything. And I know you had all these guys highlighted, but I'm like, I got to figure out who these guys are because this is going to be a year-to-year thing because you're like, who is that? So you got to figure out, Ryan Coleman-Williams, he's one now. He's not two,
Well, there's always a Tim Hall situation going on as well where someone changes their name, changes their number.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice Latsir Brooks.
Number 3.
Yeah.
He's 3 now.
He's 3 now. But 17's the freshman from
17's
Huntsville.
Trayshawn Brown. Huntsville, Texas. Huntsville, Texas.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell people that.
Yeah.
Not Huntsville, Alabama,
He
bro.
is really good, though.
But he's from Huntsville.
So far, he has looked really good.
Yeah, he has. He's been a surprise. Let's put
Yes.
it that way because E.J. Crowell has had very limited reps. There was one that they accidentally put in the highlights, though, because it was number 13. I told Rodney, I said, unless hell is freezing over. And I need, and in my sight's not what it used to be. But I was like, that's EJ.
Yeah, he made a good play when I was watching as well.
Yeah, so
but he's a big dude.
Oh, he's 220. Yeah, he's legit. And then I heard Kevin Riley had a good scrimmage Friday.
What about A.K. Deere? Have you heard anything about A.K.?
He's flashed a little bit, but the most I've heard about and they needed a sense of urgency is that Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley have practiced well, and they need to because
Kevin Hill had a really good Daniel Hill had a really good run. But I've always thought he's the best back inside the 10.
Yeah,
he runs really well near the goal line.
Yeah, he did against Oklahoma in the comeback.
Yes,
because he also popped a run in that game. But the thing is, I think those two guys have stepped up because you've got the A.K. Deers, the Trayshawn Browns, and the Crowells that are coming, and so you better be ready and you better be ready to roll because they're trying to take your job, and so whether you're paid or not, So, and people wondered. Some people even wondered if Riley would come back because. But he's come back. He's a local kid, and I thought when he had opportunities last year, he did a good job. He
can't pass block.
He runs hard. He's only about 190. He reminds me the way he runs like Derek Lassick, because Derek was only about 190 or 195, but he sure as hell didn't run like.
Yeah, he was pretty solid though.
Yeah,
he had a good center of gravity.
He did, and he ran hard, like his hair was on fire.
Yes.
That's what I used to always call it.
He's from New York.
Yeah, even before he became a starter, when they would play him, you could see the quickness and that he ran with a lot more power than a running back of his stature looked like. And that's why when he didn't become a starter till he was a senior in 92, and I had no worries about Derek Lassick. I knew that he would be ready to go.
Well, my favorite player, I love Sherman Williams.
Oh, yeah.
He was... I took him skiing. I've told you that
We've
story.
told that. Yeah, we've heard that.
Have you not heard that story, Steve?
I don't think so.
He came home, him and Antonio London came home with Keith, and we took him skiing, and we get out there, and he tells me, I can't swim. I said, oh, I wish you hadn't have told me that. But we're going to take you skiing anyway. So we put a life jacket on him. He got out there. He got right up. And my sister actually got in there and was telling him how to ski.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets right up first time we're skiing and we're taking him around. We're going.
That's impressive.
We're going. Oh, no doubt. And then all of a sudden, I look and they go, he's down. I look, he's down. And so, I'm worried I'm gonna get to him really quick because
Can't swim.
He can't swim. So I kick it and spin it, and then they go, he's back up. He never let go of the rope. We forgot to tell him if he failed to let go of the rope.
Oh, man.
And so he was down, he fell, and then how much athletic ability?
You got to be one strong.
Yeah. So, and he goes, he's back up. I turn around, he's back up. I've never seen that before after.
Wow.
Sherman
That
Williams.
was not the result I was expecting.
No. What's the best prank you've ever been a part of?
Oh God, there's so many. I had the key. I've told you this before. I had the key to the dorm.
Yes.
To everybody's room.
Yes.
And I only did it to play tricks on people. I mean, from moving all their changing the clothes out in the closets, stuff like that. But the best was I saw two people were arguing and fighting. So I went and I cut a little hole in their pillow, tied up, and so the way that the dorms were, you had two to each dorm.
You cut a hole in the pillowcase.
And put a string with a rope going, a little string going up to right above it, and put a huge one of those Bambino cups.
Okay.
They're huge, 64 ounces, and filled it with water.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when he laid down, the water came out. All 64 ounces came on him.
Wow.
And so he thought, of course, the guy that had done it had come and thrown water on him that they'd just been fighting with. Oh, yeah. And, the best thing, the most brave thing I ever did was tape John's hands. So John would come in right. He was always on time, of course, but he was JIT, just in time. So everybody had their locker on their equipment, and I'd used like 4 rolls of tape. And taped his. He didn't know it was me. I wasn't going to tell him. So it's just keep everybody light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're the reason I never stayed in dorms in college. Because I went for my orientation, and these guys evidently had been watching Animal House on repeat ever since they were in middle school.
It's my favorite movie.
And so they were trying to show off to us at Jacksonville State. Put us in one of the brand new dorms. Dixon and Mason Hall has been renovated, so put us in there. But they had the freestanding wardrobes in there, and so along about 11:30, I hear a whole lot of racket, and I see these guys dragging on these wardrobes down the hall, and then I hear it slide down the stairwell at the end of the hall, and then we heard the scream of the guy who was trapped in the wardrobe. I got in the car and went home.
All right, so what led me to this question? I give you the engineering department at the University of British Columbia.
A well-known rock climbing area in Squamish is closed due to a public safety threat. And the reason is because a vehicle has been suspended on the rock face above Highway 99.
And that hook is not even fully engaged.
Hollowed out and hanging nearly 15 meters high.
Pranks are great, nuisances are not.
2 longtime Squamish climbers wanted a closer look.
This is supported by just the one line right now. This line is not doing anything.
PC Parks is now working on a plan to remove it and exploring the cost.
Yes, a Volkswagen Beetle is suspended.
That's a waste of a perfectly good Volkswagen.
And the
Herbie the Love Bug.
The University of British Columbia engineering students claimed responsibility for the prank. The area, as you heard right there, remains closed after we find out how many meters it was suspended from. Who knows how many fathoms? There you go. There you go. All right, we're going to take a timeout and then roll into some Trash Panda baseball on the other side. Now, tomorrow, only 45 minutes of the show. That's going to lead into Alabama baseball as the Crimson Tide take on Arkansas. So you'll be able to hear that series. And then on Saturday, you'll have A-Day beginning at 12:30, I believe, Central Time, and that'll lead into Alabama baseball. Game 2 of that series, I think, is 4 o'clock. Is
That's
that right?
what your calendar says.
4 o'clock. Well, that's according to Learfield. So,
okay, so it might be anytime.
Yes,
anytime
they
Saturday.
haven't moved it to my knowledge. So
I just That's according
Saturday,
to
we will have that game for you.
Yeah, yes. At least according to the calendar that Learfield has provided. And then we'll also have the Sunday game as well. And we'll try to sneak in some Trash Panda baseball.
You know, Roger Hoover's never lied to us.
I don't think Roger controls that calendar.
He would pass on bad information if it's
I don't
given to
think
him.
Roger Hooser ever lied in his life.
I don't think so either.
Doesn't seem that way. All right, you'll get some Josh Carey on the other side of this timeout. And don't forget to tune in to the Gnome Party that is Talking Ball every weekday morning.
Can you say that in mixed company? Because that sounds a lot more sordid than you
all
expect.
Gnome all the time.
Man.
With Scott Tyson and Trudy Armand.
Can't get a gnome, man.
I can't smurf
Probably
and
should have
wait.
had Be Rich pick me up one. You can only buy them in person.
Is he over there?
No,
He
you
was.
can buy.
He was over there for
You
Tuesday.
can buy them online, but you're gonna pay a hefty.
Yeah.
Everything's for sale.
That handling.
Everything's for sale.
Everything's for sale.
That handling fee will get you.
Some stuff will make your mama swallow her snuff. Everything's for sale.
Trash Panda Baseball right after this timeout. Appreciate you listening here on a Thursday.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Now is the time to sign up for the Eagle Insulation WZZN Charity Golf Tournament to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation.